A federal official says a faulty appliance may have sparked the deadly Oakland, California warehouse fire. All 36 victims have now been identified. Investigators released the names last night of 9 more people who died. The victims ranged from 17 to 35 years old. The fire chief says the search of the fire-gutted building is nearly complete. David Begnaud is in Oakland with how years of complaints about the building apparently went unanswered. David, good morning.
Good morning. Much quieter here at the scene in Oakland than it has been over the last couple of days. You know, Mayor Libby Schaaf, when she took to the podium here at the scene, made it clear initially she didn't want to talk about what may have gone wrong. She wanted to talk about the victims and recovering the remains inside of that warehouse. But last night she made a pivot and she started to answer questions about how inspections may have failed. And overnight, the mayor ordered the release of public records on the city website. Fire officials have now begun tearing down the unstable walls of the so-called ghost ship warehouse as their search for victims ends and they try to uncover how the fire began.
There is no determination of origin or cause in regards to this fire.
According to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, there is no indication the fire was deliberately set. But they are looking at whether a refrigerator or another faulty appliance may have caused the fire.
They're looking at all potential sources of ignition, any kind of electrical appliance, lamps, or electrical cords.
Oakland's mayor confirms there were multiple complaints filed against the structure. She is promising complete transparency, including the release overnight of years of city records connected to the property. One document says inspectors came here just 2 weeks before the fire but couldn't get inside. Video obtained by CBS News shows police officers inside the structure, purportedly less than 2 months ago. Do you believe that there was a systematic failure across the board?
I'm not prepared to draw conclusions from the history, but I will remind you that the responsibilities and duties of different city employees vary. Police officers are not trained in zoning laws.
We need to make sure that justice is served.
The Alameda County District Attorney's Office has launched a criminal investigation.
You walked through the building. What was your initial assessment?
It was horrifying and heartbreaking. You just felt the sense of the loss of life.
Recovery workers told Sergeant J.D. Nelson it was heartbreaking for them as well.
There was a man and a woman, and they were in a prone position, and the man was in such a way that it looked like he was shielding her from harm's way.
This warehouse was permitted for commercial use. Nobody should have ever been living in it. But when you walk down the streets in this Oakland neighborhood and you talk to people, they get angry. Angry because they'll tell you that the cost of living is so high here. People can't afford the monthly rent. And that is why a lot of people, even some who have lived in that warehouse, say they were doing so illegally. They knew it, but they couldn't afford a cheaper place.
It is heartbreaking, David. Anger and sadness all at the same time. Thank you so much.